Legacy. What does legacy mean? I've never sought recognition. "12 years as a member of the Chesapeake City Council. Council is back in session. At this time, we'll ask 14 years as mayor of this great city. Public servant, all of my life. This picture of Bill Ward reminds me of 26 years as a public servant here in Chesapeake. Just being here simply carries you back in time. The good times, the bad times, the tough decisions that we had to make. I look back on my life here at Norfolk State University. Oh, young man, and I really miss the experiences and the opportunity to interface with young people. As I look back and reflect on what was here when I first became active in the 1960s, it's almost like a miracle. When I was in college in the late 1950s, Dr. King visited the campus of Virginia State University. We all became galvanized and inspired and wanted to meet and work in some way for what he advocated. A man who became an inspiration for my subsequent public service as a politician and as an educator. I retired from the department in 2000. When I was a professor of history here at Norfolk State University in 1968 to 2000, I had the opportunity to interact with a number of students. I taught the American history courses, the African American history courses, and that was the highlight of my professional career as an educator at Norfolk State University, where I touched the lives of so many hundreds of young boys and girls. This was a great time in my life to walk these halls. There's always an atmosphere in the air. Hopefully I had an impact. Certainly when I meet some of those students today, 30 years later, 10, 15 years later, they come up to me and say, "Dr. Ward, thank you." Certainly I think about my impact on the students, but more so about the impact the students had on me. I retired from Norfolk State University after 6 years as a legislative liaison, which means that I've been representing the university in Richmond, and I'm happy to say that I was successful in helping to generate funding for a number of capital projects at the university. We have received funding from the General Assembly to rebuild a new Brown Hall. I was not some extraordinary person, so I'm taking the opportunities that were afforded me as a college professor. Certainly a great honor. In 2004, I was a commencement speaker, and also as a mayor and a politician. I was first elected to Chesapeake City Council in 1978. All over the city, there were pockets of black neighborhoods that had sprung up in the county days and had been elected in terms of public services. Driving down Millville Road, the original community of what we would call the Creek. Good homes, but they did not have water and sewer. This was one of the areas that I was determined that we rehabilitate. Over the years, they certainly have been enhanced with public facilities, water, sewer. So when I ran for office, the people who supported me were the people who had been outsiders, people who were demanding services. So certainly, I responded to the people who elected me. You entrusted me with this position. I pledge my honor to uphold the Constitution and the Charter of Chesapeake. When I first became mayor, the city was experiencing tremendous growth. Residential, commercial, corporate growth. As mayor, I bridged the gap with the business community. The business community became very supportive, and I was able to bring businesses both national and international to Chesapeake. Some 73 businesses from about 13 foreign companies are located here in Chesapeake. And hopefully my leadership skills and ability not to frighten, but to convince people that together we could build a great city, which we did. Sitting here reflecting on 14 years as mayor certainly brings back a lot of memories. I am humbled with your trust, members of council. I shall not dishonor you or the people of this great city. More important thing to remember is the honor that was bestowed on me by the people of Chesapeake for 3 terms as mayor. I think it's highly significant to note that because Chesapeake historically had been a typical southern city, and I was able to build bridges across racial lines. And as I look around the city today, I think that for the most part, we were great stewards of the public trust. Chesapeake is truly Virginia's finest city. The keys to your future were forged in the past. Hopefully, in some way, I honored Dr. King through my years of public service. One who does not know his past certainly does not know where he's going. What my legacy is, I'm not sure. It's for future generations and historians to determine.